Happy Thursday. All right, last but not least, we need to talk about the taiga. So, the taiga is pretty similar to the tundra, except that it's a little bit more south. So, when we drew our globe back when we were talking about weather and the jet stream, maybe you can go back to that video and look at that poster again. Or I can post the picture on Google Classroom. So you have your globe, and then you have your poles on the top and the bottom. And so you're going of the globe. So you're going to find your tundra in the coldest most top place in the world. So the taiga is just going to be a little bit below that. It's not going to be close to the equator. Remember, the equator splits the world in half, so it's right in the middle, and that's where we find our rainforests and some deserts, maybe even some grasslands. But the taiga is going to be up higher, away from the equator, so it's not going to be warm, but it's going to be just a little bit below those poles, so it's going to be a tad bit warmer than the tundra. So the taiga has two seasons. It has the winter season and the summer season. So the summer season does get a little bit warmer than the summer season in the tundra. Remember, in the tundra, just a little bit of that permafrost would defrost at the top so that a couple of flowers and small producers could grow there. But in the taiga, you can get a little bit more producers than you could in the tundra, but not as many as you can in the deciduous forest, like where we live. So it's kind of like in between the two. They do have similar animals because they're right next to each other. Those two biomes are kind of side by side. So they do have similar animals, similar plants. The main types of trees, because you are going to find trees in the taiga where you couldn't find in the tundra, are going to be trees that don't have leaves like we know. The kind of leaves that fall off the trees and then regrow again. That's not what you're going to find here because it's way too cold, and we don't have 4 seasons in the taiga like we do in the deciduous forest. So you're going to find lots of different species of Christmas trees in the taiga. So they're going to be trees with the needles on them. And what's special about those needles is they have this wax covering over top of them, and that's what helps them to survive through those really, really harsh winters. So pretty cool. So that is where you get your Christmas trees, okay, in that really cold biome. So I put up a couple of different facts, different plants, different animals up here on the poster. Another really, really interesting fact about the taiga, and really important for you to know, is that the taiga is actually the largest biome out of all the biomes that we've talked about. So even though it might not hold a lot of plants and animals, the actual environment and place that the taiga is the largest. So you're going to find more taigas in the world than any other biome. Just kind of cool, because when we talk about the rainforest, even though it's much smaller than the taiga, it holds half of the world's plants and animals. Remember talking about that? So you have to think of it not just how many animals and plants live there, but actually how large the area is. So the taiga has the largest area over the world. So pretty interesting fact. A lot of animals that live there will hibernate. So you have your bears. Again, a lot of the same animals that we talked about in the tundra. Or migrate. So your birds are going to migrate south for that really, really cold winter time, and then they'll come back. So because there's a large bird species that live in the taiga, even though they migrate, they come back. We have a lot of insects. So a lot of different species of insects live in the taiga, along with our bobcats and our wolverines, and let's see, I don't think I put very many else up there, only because most of them are the same as the tundra. So you have your snowshoe rabbits. Make sure you go on Blue Planet Biome and check out all the different animals. So you're going to find a lot more plants and animals here than we did in the tundra. Couple of different kinds of plants. Again, you're definitely going to have trees. They're just going to be the needle trees. So they are going to be needle leaf trees, so we don't have our leaves like normal. So you have evergreens and Douglas firs, and you might have heard the word Douglas fir before, maybe when you were picking out your Christmas tree. Maybe you had a Douglas fir Christmas tree. So again, that's where this comes from. Okay? All right, make sure that you go back, make sure you're looking at study jams and checking out all of the different biomes. Make sure you stop and look. Again, Epic has a lot of good books on there. I know Miss Mace is sending out things for your new choice board, so I'm sure she has some links in there as well for some really awesome books for you to find and read. Do your research. Comparing and contrasting different biomes, we talked about that yesterday, is a great way for you to learn about them and how they're the same and different. So take some time, do a double bubble map or a Venn diagram if that's what you prefer, and that will help you. Make sure you're still sending me your work, so at least one thing a week from your previous packet that you feel like is your best work, and that way I can give you some feedback on it. As far as the choice board, feel free to send me pictures or videos of you doing some of the activities. You don't, it's kind of different because you're choosing which one you're doing, so you don't always have to send me something every week. But I still want to see you, and I still want to see all the fun things that you're doing. I hope you're enjoying those choice boards. If you haven't started yet, I know some of you are still picking them up, so I hope you really enjoyed them. If you have any questions, let me know. I am going to jump on here tomorrow and talk about my science choices for you. That way I can really explain them and the expectations for those activities. Okay? All right. Hope you guys have a great day.